Dust off your top hat and hide your monarch because 1848 is out for blood. This is the spring of nations, when half of Europe looked at its rulers and said, "Nah, we're done." It was loud, it was chaotic, it was idealism on fire, and in case you couldn't tell, it didn't last. It kicks off with a perfect storm of problems. Economic slump? Check. Food shortages? Double check. A rising middle class with just enough education to cause trouble? Oh, you bet. Across the continent, people were starving, angry, and suddenly politically literate. And nothing terrifies a monarch more than peasants who can read Rousseau. Everyone wanted something different. Workers wanted bread, liberals wanted constitutions. Nationalists wanted a flag to wrap themselves in, and Marx, he wanted to burn the whole system down and start fresh. What united them? Just one thing. Good old rage. First stop, France. Louis-Philippe, the citizen king, got kicked out by actual citizens. He abdicated in disguise and dipped to England, wig crooked, dignity in tatters. France declared a second republic faster than you can say liberté, égalité, fraternité. The crowds rejoiced, the rich panicked, and the army loaded their rifles and started practicing crowd control. At first, it looked like revolution had worked. A new republic, universal male suffrage, national workshops for the unemployed. But then reality walked in, uninvited. The economy tanked, the middle class got spooked. June days, 1848. Paris turned into a war zone. Barricades, blood in the streets. The army crushed the rebellion in days with cannons on their own people. Meanwhile, in Vienna, Prince Metternich, the guy who'd spent 30 years squashing revolutions, was suddenly the one being squashed. In Hungary, Lajos Kossuth lit the match. He called for a Hungarian parliament, a national army, and full independence. The emperor couldn't crush Hungary alone, so he phoned a friend, Tsar Nicholas I. And like any good autocrat, the Tsar showed up with 200,000 troops and zero chill. The Hungarian Revolution was smothered beneath boots and snow. Bohemia, crushed. Italy, crushed. Germany, hang tight, we're getting there. Ah yes, Germany, or rather the German Confederation. A jigsaw puzzle of 39 states and at least twice as many egos. Here, revolution came with a side of poetry and philosophy. Students, professors, and mustachioed liberals met in Frankfurt, dreaming up a united, constitutional Germany. It was democratic, it was idealistic, it was doomed. The Frankfurt Parliament tried to draw borders, write constitutions, and pick a king who wouldn't ruin everything. They even offered the imperial crown to King Frederick William IV of Prussia on a silver platter. He looked at it, sniffed, and said, "I won't accept a crown from the gutter." Translation: if it doesn't come from God or aristocrats, I don't want it. Within months, the revolutionaries were out of power. The parliaments disbanded. The dream of a united Germany folded up like a cheap map. And Frederick? He sent in the army just to make sure no one tried that democracy nonsense again. By the end of 1849, the spring of nations had wilted. Barricades were gone, monarchs were back. And those who dared to dream, dead, jailed, or booking one-way tickets to America. But while the revolutions failed on the battlefield, they won in the margins. The ideas, freedom, nationalism, democracy, were too loud to stay buried. In the decades that followed, Germany and Italy would unify, empires would crumble, republics would rise. And that old question, who gets to rule and why, would never go back in the box. So yeah, 1848 didn't end well, but it sure as heck started something.